Our Brian Burns talked with some local political experts today about the possible impact on the upcoming election.
Everyone, of course, is wishing the president and Mrs. Trump a speedy and complete recovery.
The news that the president has tested positive for COVID-19 has stunned Americans. We reached out to 3 News political analyst Dr. Bill Krist to ask if this may impact support for the president.
I think this diagnosis, combined with the poor debate performance and the revelations about Trump's taxes, are going to hurt him. That all of those 3 things together are going to hurt him. I don't think any of those things by themselves would necessarily make much of a difference in how the election is going to turn out. But for Trump, this is really the perfect storm.
How will the news impact voter turnout next month? Associate Professor of Political Science at Texas A&M Kingsville, Dr. Travis Braidwood, says the announcement may not affect voter turnout and may even encourage more voting.
Particularly in the rural parts of the state surrounding the major metro areas, there is a healthy support for Donald Trump. I can't imagine that there's going to be a tremendous amount of influence in those voters. They tend to be pretty entrenched, and their record of voting Republican is pretty strong. For the more liberal enclaves, such as the Lower Valley or those in the San Antonio and Austin area, sort of approaching Corpus, I think we're going to see some of the same things.
Braidwood agrees that there may be an impact on support for the president among undecided voters.
I think it's going to be more about a degree of motivation, and that is, are we going to see suddenly anything the candidates can do to persuade people to take the affirmative step of stepping out of the home, potentially risking themselves to exposure, and lining up at a polling booth.
While we also wish the president and first lady well in their recovery, we thought it important to ask, what if the president was unable to recover?
If the president dies after the election but before taking office, and if he wins the election, then his running mate becomes president. So it would be Pence.
Brian Burns, 3 News.
Well, I think everyone is wishing the First family well and a speedy recovery. The well wishes actually pouring in from many South Texas lawmakers. District 34 Congressman Filemon Velo Jr. posted to Facebook today saying that he's wishing for a speedy recovery for the president and first lady, and also encouraging everyone to stay safe by wearing a mask. And Congressman Michael Cloud also weighing in on Facebook today saying that he and his wife are wishing a swift recovery to President Trump and Melania. And we caught up with Congressman Cloud earlier this afternoon by phone.
I was actually up late working last night when the news broke, and so I saw it right when it happened, that the president sent out a tweet confirming that he had COVID and the First Lady following Hope Hicks having COVID. And really, like so many people across America right now, it's just our hearts and our prayers are with them in the recovery.
Congressman Cloud. And we also reached out to Republican State Representative Todd Hunter this morning for comment. Hunter saying he's hoping the president and the first lady have a full and speedy recovery, and that he's praying for everyone who has been impacted by COVID-19.